Welcome everyone to our 2021 Year 10 information session. This is our second online session, and we were delighted that we received some fantastic feedback from our first, which was our Year 11 into 12 information program. We hope that our Year 9 students get all that they need from this program, and they are ready to move very comfortably into Year 10 in 2021. Again, we welcome your feedback, so please, anything you can pass on to us to improve these sort of programs would be greatly appreciated. Graduating from Year 9 into senior school is an incredibly exciting time. Many of you will already know what pathway you wish to follow when you leave Mount Clear College, while some of you will be still trying to work that out, and that's absolutely fine. There are so many fantastic programs here for you. So we ask that you please take your time and really explore the subjects available for you and on offer here. Make sure you go through the handbook really carefully and sit down as a family and work through that together. Listen to this information session, and then of course at the end of this we will have a Q&A, so you will have an opportunity to ask any questions you need to ask. The whole program, including the Q&A, will be recorded and it will be available for you to replay if you feel like you'd like to go back and review any of the sections that we discuss. But as I said, just in closing, please make some great choices. Make sure they are your choices and you're not following what your friends are doing. It's really important that now, for Year 10, it's about you and your passion, what you'd like to try, something new. Of course, when 2022 comes around and you move into Year 11, that's when we have to be really specific about what you choose that really nails that pathway for you. But Year 10, enjoy the choices that are there, follow your passions and your strengths, and make some great choices, make some informed choices. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hello, my name is Nora Maloney, the Senior School Assistant Principal. On the slide, you can see the subject selection process. On July the 28th, tonight, we're having the information night and a Q&A will be followed after this. We will also be releasing information about each subject through video. On July the 30th, if parents wish, you will be able to participate in individual course counselling with your student and a teacher. Interviews will be opened on campus. August the 5th and 12th, there will be mentor classes where we will look at the subject selection activities the students will be doing. On August the 24th, there will be individual course selection interviews with members of staff. And then August the 28th, all selection forms must be submitted to the year level coordinator. Over the next 5 weeks, we're asking you to be curious, ask lots of questions, check out the handbook and look at the videos so that you have a good understanding of the opportunities you will have over the next year. Talk to people, ask them, be organised and make sure that you get to the subject selection meeting when they're organised, and also you submit your form by the due date. Over the course selection process, you will continually hear a term called KLA. That's the key learning area. We have 8 key learning areas. They are English, Maths, Science, Humanities, Health and PE, Languages other than English, Technology and the Arts. Year 10s must select 12 units over the following year. 6 units in Semester 1 and 6 units in Semester 2. Each unit belongs to a particular KLA area. If you look at the front of your handbook, the subjects or the units that are listed under each KLA area. Students must choose 2 English units, 2 Maths units and a Science unit. The Science is only completed for 1 semester. As well as choosing those units, they can also choose a VET subject, which is the equivalent of a VCE subject. As well as the units listed, students may choose a VET subject or a Unit 1 and 2 VCE subject. If you look at the slide, there is a sample Year 10 program. There are 2 English units, 2 Maths units and 1 Sports Science. After that, the student has a choice of the other KLA areas. This student has chosen to do Fit to Lead from Health and Human Development, Media from the Arts and Electrotechnology from Technology. The other 4 units are free choice. Very capable and hard-working students may choose to do a VCE Unit 1 and 2 when they're in Year 10. To do so, students must complete an application form from Mr. Phelan, Miss Borden, Mr. Ham, Mr. Hardy or Miss Maloney. Your current teacher and the Unit 1 and 2 teacher must approve your choice. We recommend that students only choose one VCE subject unless they are above level in all of their subjects.
Hi, my name's Simon McCart. I'm the VCAL coordinator here at Mount Clear College. I'm going to talk about the Victorian Certificate of Applied Learning, or VCAL. Pre-Cal is a supported pathway for students who are looking at undertaking VCAL in Years 11 and 12, or for students who are curious about the VCAL program and would like a bit of a taster to help them make up their mind. VCAL itself is an accredited senior secondary qualification, and it's an alternative to the VCE, which is an academic pathway. VCAL, on the other hand, offers more of a pathway to vocational or trade-based work, further studies at TAFE, traineeships and apprenticeships, but it's not a great option if you're looking at going straight to university when you leave school or onto many professional jobs. VCAL is also based on principles of applied or hands-on learning, where you can expect to do a lot more practical work in the classroom and have more experiences out in the workplace and in the local community. For more information about VCAL, please refer to the relevant section of the Subject Selection Handbook. It's also worth bearing in mind that if you do undertake Pre-Cal in Year 10, it doesn't lock you into VCAL at Years 11 and 12, and you can go on to do VCE studies if that is your preference. In terms of the Pre-Cal structure, you can expect to have 4 to 5 contact days per week at school. Because it is a vocational pathway, if students have organised a work placement, they can do that on their 5th day each week. If a student hasn't organised a work placement, they'd be expected to complete an extra elective to make up their full timetable. There's also some flexibility for students to complete vocational training in their preferred industry area, such as baking or hairdressing or plumbing. If these are options that are of interest to you, please make sure you discuss them with us at your subject selection interview, and we'll go through the options with you. In terms of pre-cal subjects, most students would complete English Essentials and Foundation Maths. However, there is an option for students to complete Core English and Core Maths if that is appropriate. As part of your pre-cal program, you must complete VCAL personal development skills at a foundation level, Units 1 and 2 in Semester 1 and 2. And then finally, you'd either have 2 electives in your work placement or 3 electives to make up your program. So here's a sample pre-cal program where we have a student completing English Essentials and Foundation Maths in Semester 1 and 2. They must include personal development skills, Foundation Unit 1 and Foundation Unit 2 in Semester 1 and 2. This student's organised a work placement on their 5th day each week, and they also have a VET unit in their preferred industry area across both semesters, which leaves the final spot free for their choice of elective from the Subject Selection Handbook.
I spoke earlier about VET. VET is a vocational education and training course. It is nationally accredited, in other words, it's recognised right across Australia, and it does count towards VCE studies and VCAL. On-the-job training at workplaces and structured workplace learning is an important part of the VET course. The VET courses are usually taken over 2 years. Kylie Barnett will be available later in the Q&A session if you're interested in asking about those subjects. Students who do VET, some of the courses are offered here at the school and some are offered in a cluster or in the Ballarat area. The VET subjects offered here at the school are building and construction, hospitality and music performance. Music sound production is also offered here at the school, but it is part of the cluster group. If a student chooses to do a VET subject through the cluster, it is their responsibility to get to the VET course by themselves. Usually they'll attend school in the morning and then they will catch a bus or their parents will take them to the VET class later on in the afternoon. Most VET classes go from about 1 to 5 in the afternoon. I will now pass you over to Nick Taylor, the Careers and Pathways Coordinator.
Hi, my name's Nick Taylor. I'm the Careers and Pathways Coordinator here at Mount Clear College. It is a privilege to hold this role here at school, and I feel I have one of the most exciting positions in our college. I get to work with our students as they work through their pathways out of Mount Clear. As you embark on your subject selection for 2021, I encourage you to do a lot of exploring, to look into what things you're passionate about, what excites you, and what you're interested in. This process that you're about to start is about exploring your options, making sure you have answers to all the questions that you have, using people, friends, family, the school, those around you to help support you in your decisions. This year, we are all embarking on things in a slightly different way. We encourage you to go to open days. However, in 2020, all open days will be hosted virtually by institutions in Melbourne and interstate. While you are exploring your options, if you're looking to go to university or to work, you need to be thinking about what prerequisites you might have to do to participate in your chosen university courses, apprenticeships or TAFE courses. You also need to be mindful about thinking about prerequisites from Year 11 into Year 12, as well as Year 12 into university, TAFE or further study. The Mount Clear College Careers website and Facebook page is a wealth of information that should be able to answer many of your questions. It also has information about job vacancies, universities, apprenticeships, traineeships. Open day information will also be posted on these pages. So please, if you need to talk about your pathways or your options, feel free to come and have an interview with me so that we can ensure you have the right subjects in place moving forwards so that you can work in your dream field.
Next steps. Have a look at the subject selection handbook you were given yesterday. It's also available on the website. Look at the videos. Attend mentor classes and participate in the activities in a positive manner. Discuss your future and subject choices with your parents, teachers, mentor teacher. Attend the individual subject selection interviews at the correct time on August the 24th with your school support, Morrisby report and subject selection sheets. Make sure you've submitted your subject selection sheet with any extra forms, such as your accelerated studies application, to your year level coordinator by August the 28th at the latest. Your final subject allocations and book lists will be sent home during term 4. Thank you. Please stand by for the Q&A session.
Give more, give it all away. 'Cause I'm sure it'll come back someday. Gotta let go to let it circle back around. To rise up, you gotta learn to look down.
Good evening everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight for our second virtual subject selection information night for students entering Year 10 in 2021. We are now in the Q&A portion of this presentation, so I encourage all of our viewers to start sending their questions in via the live chat on Facebook and YouTube. Just before we get started, we're going to be playing a short Highlands Len video, so please use this time to post any of these comments in the live chat. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back, everyone. For those who might just be joining us, we're now in the Q&A portion of this event. My name's Aidan Edwards and I'm going to be moderating the Q&A this evening, along with our panellists consisting of Nora Maloney in the top left corner. She is a Senior School Assistant Principal here at Mount Clear College. In the top right corner, we have our VCAL and Pre-Cal Coordinator, Simon McCart. In the bottom right, in the bottom left, we have Nick Taylor, our Careers and Pathways Coordinator here at Mount Clear College. And finally, in the bottom right, we are pleased to have Kylie Barnett here, who is the Vet Cluster Coordinator at Highlands Len. So we will make a start. We've got a couple questions in the chat. Angela has asked, is there subject selection for Year 8 going into Year 9 for 2021? So I think she's wondering whether we're going to have an event like this for Year 8s going into Year 9.
Angela, at the moment we don't plan to have an event like this. Students have electives and so they will get a chance to find out about the electives, but we don't intend to have a similar session.
Okay. Thank you.
Feedback is welcome though.
Yeah. So we've got another question. If you choose to do Pre-Cal, can you still do VCE in Year 11 and 12?
Yeah, so the short answer is yes, absolutely. The intention of Pre-Cal is to give you a bit of a taster at Year 10 of what VCAL might be like. But if at the end of the year you decide that that pathway is not for you, you haven't locked yourself in and you can transition to do a VCE certificate at Year 11. So hopefully the experience gives you enough information that you can make an informed decision about that and get a good sense of what VCAL is like.
Thanks, Simon. We have a question from Kerry, which is similar to Angela's. But they want to know whether there'll be a SILP information session for Year 9s, students going into Year 9.
No, there's no separate session for the SILP students, but you're welcome to ring us and find out any questions that you've got. Or you can email the teachers through Teams or whichever one suits you, really. So yes, no, there's no special information session for the SILP, but don't hesitate to contact the school if you have any questions.
Thank you. We have a question here. Is there any course, I'm assuming this relates to Year 10 courses, that would assist for people who want to go into childcare when they're older?
I can answer that one. Probably not in Year 10, but you can certainly do early childhood education and care through the vet cluster, and you can actually do it in Year 10 and 11 if you want to, or you can do it in Year 11 and Year 12. Depends on which pathway you are going to take. Early childhood education and care, I'm pretty sure, is a scored program, so it can count towards your VCE and your ATAR as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Kylie.
Can I add to that, please?
Yep, Nick, you go.
Also, in addition to that, you can do traineeships in early childhood education and care, both with Head Start and with Pathways Education and Training. And there's information about both these other opportunities on the Careers Facebook page.
Lovely, thank you. Simon, did you want to add to that?
I was just going to add, Aidan, that if you were doing a vet in that area as part of a VCAL or Pre-Cal program, you could include work placement as part of your timetable each week. So potentially not doing one of your electives at Year 10 and instead opting to have a day out in the workplace in a childcare setting. Obviously that's not really possible at the moment due to COVID, but hopefully at some point in the future, looking ahead to next year particularly, we'd like to think that's opened up again as a possibility for our students.
Thank you, Simon. We have a question here that kind of relates to VCAL in Year 11 and 12, but they're wondering if there's any arts or media in VCAL. But I guess this could relate back to Pre-Cal and going into VCE.
Yeah, sure. There's no specific art unit as part of VCAL, but a student who in a VCAL or Pre-Cal program could take at Year 10 could take an elective in art to round out their program. At Year 11 and 12, they have the option to look at vet offerings in that area, or potentially even to include VCE art one of the VCR programs as part of their VCAL certificate. So all of those options are available to you, and it's probably just a matter of at your subject selection interview making sure you raise that, discuss it with us, and we'll go through those options with you and work out which one is the best fit.
Thanks, Simon. We have another question here. Is there anything for people that... where will vet, automotive and agriculture clusters subjects be held in 2021?
Okay, I'll answer that one for you. But both of those are held at Fed TAFE at the City campus, so the old SMB campus, in the Trade Training Centre. So, yeah, fairly easy to get to, just a bus into town, and yeah, they're right there.
Awesome. Thank you, Carly. Is there any specific advice for SEAL students going into Year 10, or is the process identical?
I'll answer that. The process is identical. There will be subject selection interview with Jess Mayer, the SILK coordinator. So where possible, we will get you at the subject interviews to talk to Jess, and she will be able to help you.
Thank you. Is there any further information about pre-cal and the options that aren't available? There isn't really much about it in the information booklet. So do you want to touch on that, Simon?
Yeah, sure. I guess the pre-cal program, for what it is essentially defined by doing an English and a maths, and then after that you have what's called personal development skills, which is the cornerstone of our VCAL program. It's a project-based learning program where you do a lot of practical work, community-based work. In addition to that, for the 3 remaining slots, pre-cal is offering you the flexibility to do a VET, so a vocational training course as part of your program in the industry area you might like to work in when you leave school. And as part of that, having, instead of one elective, as I mentioned earlier, the opportunity to do a regular work placement in an industry setting. So to get real world experience in the sort of area you'd like to work in and build up your resume and your references. And that 6th slot is really left for your choice of electives from the wide variety of offerings in the handbook. So pre-cal, for what it is really trying to give that flexibility so you have a good sense of what VCAL is like at Year 11, particularly through the personal development skills course, opportunity to do work placements and VET. But the maths and English is still there and the elective is still there. So as I said earlier, if you do change your mind, you haven't locked yourself in and there's that flexibility to transition to VCE if you wish. So yeah, pre-cal is best thought of as a bit of a taster, but not entirely full bottle VCAL until you get to Year 11.
Awesome. Thank you, Simon. We have a question here from Stuart. What VCE subjects are available to Year 10 students? Nora, do you want to answer that one?
Yeah, Stuart, all the VCE subjects that we offer are available to the Year 10 students. It just depends on how many students elect to do the subjects. So we do offer all the units, so whatever is in the VCAL handbook, whatever is in the Year 11 and 12 handbook, they're all offered to the SILK students.
Yeah. Thank you. What I might also add to that, do you want to clarify what's the benefit out of doing a Unit 1 and 2 subject in Year 10? In Year 10, sorry.
Most students who choose to do a subject in Year 10 are choosing to do that subject in Year 10 to experience a VCE subject, but it also enables them to get a higher ATAR score. The first 4 subjects, or the highest 4 subjects that they get in Year 12, they contribute to the ATAR score, and then 10% of the 5th subject and the 6th subject also contribute to the ATAR score. So students, other than to experience what it's like to do a Unit 1 and 2 VCE subject, it can help them to get a higher ATAR score.
Thank you, Nora. Nicole has asked, do you need to choose a subject from every KLA area?
Nicole, no, you only need to choose a subject from 6 KLA areas out of the 8 KLA areas. If you go back and look at the video that we just saw, the KLA areas are listed. And also if you look at the front of the handbook, you can see the KLA areas listed.
Awesome. Thank you, Nora. We have a question for Nick. How do I get information for uni prerequisites?
So to get information for uni prerequisites, there's a couple of options. You could look on VTAC at the course finder app and section in there, or you can send me a message on Teams with what courses you're looking at doing at university, and I can send you direct links to those courses with the prerequisite subjects listed on each of the individual institutions' websites.
Awesome. Thank you, Nick. How do we go about applying for a Highlands Len Vet course?
Our applications open on Friday the 21st of August, and you simply go on to our website, which is www.highlandslen.org, and click on apply now, or apply for first year, sorry, and there's a web form that you need to fill out. And it also, if you scroll down to the very bottom of the page, you will also find a document that shows you how to actually apply and what the application process is and when you'll be notified if you've been successful. There's also program flyers on that website as well that talks about every single program you run and the times, etc. So it's worth getting onto the website to have a look.
Thank you, Carmen.
Can I add something to that, Aidan?
Yeah.
Before you actually apply for your vet course, you need what's known as a USI number. Your mentor teacher will be able to help you and show you where you can apply for that number. So if you're waiting to apply for the vet course, something you can do prior to applying is to try and apply for a USI number.
Awesome. Thank you, Nora. Marion has asked, are book student interviews online or face-to-face?
Student interviews on the August the 24th are going to be face-to-face.
Yeah.
The booked ones, which you can make for Thursday of this week with a parent, a student and a teacher, they will be on Teams.
Awesome. Thank you. We don't seem to have that many more questions coming through on the live chat, so we might give people an opportunity to say any last questions. Personally, I wonder, this is probably a good question. Year 10 subjects, is there much of a correlation to the subjects you end up choosing for year 11 and 12? Are they that important in that regard?
I'll answer that one.
Yeah.
We actually like year 10s to choose a variety of subjects, which is why we say that you've got to choose from 6 KLA areas. Year 10 is a great opportunity to try different subjects, to see whether you enjoy them. Sometimes you haven't had a chance to do some subjects, so it's a chance to have a go at that. None of the year 10 course is compulsory for any of the year 11 units that you choose. So have a go at some new things, see what they're like.
Awesome. Thank you, Nora.
Could I add to that?
Yep, go ahead.
Sorry, also with pre-cal, that's absolutely the intention behind the design, that it gives you a bit of a taster of what a vocational pathway might be like. But we'd encourage you to explore as many options as possible, and that's why there's plenty of scope to have plenty of electives as part of your program, and not to lock yourself in, but to explore different things and see what you might like. You might surprise yourself.
Awesome. Thank you, Simon. So we have no more questions coming through on the live chat. So I'd just like to thank everyone for joining us this evening, and we hope you found this information session and Q&A helpful. If you missed anything this evening, we are recording this event and we'll be making it available on Compass and Facebook tomorrow. We welcome and value any feedback you provide on this new approach to subject selection, so please provide all feedback via email to community@mountclearcollege.vic.edu.au. Thank you everyone for joining us, and good night. Thank you.
Thanks.
Mount Clear College, providing outstanding opportunities and pathways that inspire individual excellence.